visions, good times hold. He who sees where futures unfold. Blue within blue eyes so bold. Destinies in spice foretold. Shifting sands are fate to find. In the desert heat we leave behind. Promise of the queens that had a wrap, rising from the dust and back. Copters cutting through the sky. Harkonnens, blood and spice to lie. What is worth more than gold? Ancient secrets still untold. Shiny whispers, dreams to thee. Bene Gesserit's prophecy. Fear the mind that's set free. In the shadows, destiny. Shifting sands are fate to find. In the desert heat we leave behind. Promise of the queens that had a wrap, rising from the dust and back. Dreams to thee, Bene Gesserit's prophecy. Fear the mind that's set free. In the shadows, destiny. Shifting sands are fate to find. In the desert heat we leave behind. Promise of the queens that had a wrap, rising from the dust and back. Beneath twin suns on Arrakis land, firmament whispers in the wind so grand. Melange flows through every hand. Shai Hulud rules the desert sand. Paul's visions, good times hold. He who sees where futures unfold. Blue within blue eyes so bold. Destinies in spice foretold. Shifting sands are fate to find. In the desert heat we leave behind. Promise of the queens that had a wrap, rising from the dust and back. Copters cutting through the sky. Harkonnens, blood and spice to lie. What is worth more than gold? Ancient secrets still untold. Shiny whispers, dreams to thee. Bene Gesserit's prophecy. Fear the mind that's set free. In the shadows, destiny. Shifting sands are fate to find. In the desert heat we leave behind.
Welcome back. Welcome to the live stream. Had a weird little song issue right there. That was weird. Alrighty, so let's get some folks into the stream. Let's see what we can do here to bump these numbers. As you can see, my thumbnail is a little fancier tonight. I'm getting better. Is my Elgato running? That's the question. My voice. Ooh. Huh. Okay, whatever. Weird. Oof. My system's been acting a little weird this weekend. Drivers and stuff going cuckoo. I think some Windows update they push broke some drivers and some stuff. Yeah, weird. Oh, there we go. Boom. Yeah, my noise canceling isn't popping up. Weird. I think it is working, but yeah, well, we're gonna jump straight into it then. So, episode 2, Dune Prophecy. Just finished watching it. I'm a little bit late on the live stream. I didn't spoil. If you're just joining right now, I haven't really started yet. Just got into the stream, having some weird computer things going on this weekend. So, other than that, I just got finished watching episode 2, and what do you guys think? Who's in the chat? First of all, tell me, type something in there if you're in the chat. Let me know who's in there. Let me send out this Oh, we're gonna get into it, Von Max. We are gonna get into it. Man, we get some people in the stream. I'm trying to get, let's see if we can get 10 people in here. Man, I was hoping to get, all right, I'm going to jump straight into it. So episode 2 ends. So let's start off first. Elephant in the room, and just go ahead and say it. This episode was 1,000 times better than episode 1. Like, immensely. The music was different, the editing, the pacing, everything. What was up with episode 1? I was like a little bit worried after episode 1. I liked it, but it seemed very exposition-y, and which is fine, but then the music was not very good and the editing didn't seem very good. And then tonight's episode was amazing. I'm just gonna say right now, and we'll get into more. And the special effects look better too. Am I wrong about that? Did like the space highliner and the ships coming in and some of the cinematography on the ship's landing and stuff, it just looked better. Am I wrong about that? I'm going cuckoo. Well, I'm like live in the Discord right now on the Dune Awakening Discord. Is that you typing? Okay, so first of all, the title screen. Yeah, well, I think episode 1, someone mentioned, I think somewhere in the Discord or on somewhere, episode 1 was created by a different person. That person got canned or whatever, and then the Shapker, can't pronounce her name. She did like a lot of sci-fi before, and she took over apparently. So the tone was just was way better. There was a lot less of long-winded expositioning stuff. That's a pet peeve of mine, where it's like where they sit there and tell you every little. They're having a conversation of all the secrets and plot points, This one had a lot more to show to. I mean, there was dialogue, but they showed us more stuff. And I'm trying to see if I can get some more people in here. So first off, the title card. I'm gonna flip around in some of the scenes here. We had the title card, beautiful title card, folks. Beautiful title card. We had like this crazy cool intro. There it showed genetic awakening. I had one of the whales from Lankavale. Like dude, definitely they know what they're talking about there. They've read the Brian Herbert books, so we'll get into this in a second. They had the bull, Atreides bull. I already know what's going to happen in the flashbacks. I've watched the trailer for the you know, they keep showing the next trailer for the next rest of the season, and you know, they keep saying Tula sacrifices more than most, and she understands sacrifice. We're gonna see why. You guys are gonna see what she did when she was younger. Valia sent her on a mission when they were. So we're gonna see that flashback apparently. Yeah. So there was some tidbits in there. We saw this lady. She's a former sister that's now a Sook doctor. That was pretty cool. The Sook school. They did an autopsy on Kasha, trying to figure out. So we did confirm some stuff on this episode. I don't. It's really tricky because Desmond has these powers. He basically is. He essentially has almost Kwisatz Haderach type powers. You know what I'm saying? And except for the burning, I don't know. Paul can never do any of that, but he's basically. He has my theory is that he got, when he was in the worm, he got a little bit of like water or life in him, and it opened him up, and he happened to survive. But then it says in the show, born twice. So he could be maybe that Gola link. People keep talking about he's a Gola. Maybe it's true. I don't know. You guys caught that at the end? So the episode breaks down. It leaves off right where the last one ended. We have Sook Doctor landing, doing an autopsy on Kasha. She doesn't really know what the hell happened to her because nobody does. We find out she's used to be in the sisterhood, or she still is. I don't think you ever leave really, but she's a Sook doctor primarily because people don't understand. A lot of sisters leave the school, and some of them have like normal lives. They're not necessarily like direct agents. So some even go work for, become bad or good or whatever, or totally turned against the sisterhood. They just do their own thing. That's actually happens. House Erebus, the flesh pits of Taloxu, it's hinting towards it. I was kind of skeptical on it, and you guys are saying like, oh, he's a Gola, and then I'm like, in tonight's episode, it hints he's born twice. One of war, one of spice, and I was like, "Dude, is he a Gola?" So I'm starting to believe it too. It's either he's a Gola or he just got water or life in him, and the worm spit him out. So it's either that or the other. But then definitely something's going on. So moving on with the episode, we find out that the sisters, the acolytes, they're all kind of freaked out about and they're pretty smart. They figure out, oh, this is not nothing's coincidence here. The what's her name? I like her. She's like, oh, I kind of like these actresses now. They're way better this episode. Let me go back to that. Before we, night and day, episode 1 and episode 2. This show's now like an 8 out of 10 for me. And we're gonna get into some of those reasons. If they actually showed a Spacing Guild Navigator, this show would get a 9. Or they did a flashback of the, oh, and another thing, the music was better too, right? Anybody notice that the music was way better? What was up with episode 1? I think they did a good thing firing that lady. Anybody else agreeing with me here? I think they did justified firing of that person. So they're talking in the first part. They're okay. So then they're gonna find out that she Valley has to leave, go to the Seleucus Secundus. She leaves Tula in charge, and she basically says they need to make I can't remember her name off the top of my head now. The youngest acolyte there, they need to make her a Reverend Mother so she can see, so she can talk to Raquella, her unlocked memories, and then that she can tell me her name real quick. What's her dang name? Talk to Raquella and find out how to fight this new threat. I was typing Dune Awakening. Yeah, I don't think my noise canceling is working. That's all right. Something's going on with my computer. So there she is. Leela, was that her name? Leela, I think they called her. So she has to go. They want, because since she's the descendant of Raquella, they want her to talk directly to Raquella to find out how to. So she'll have to take the poison to become a Reverend Mother. So that's what they decide, and she gives her that mission. And then she takes Theodosia. Valley takes Theodosia with her to Seleucus Secundus, right? And then you find out that the Duke Richese finds out his son, basically, or he wants information about his son. And then they're like basically stalling. And then he's like, this is not a toy. He's not a stupid guy, right? So he knows basically right away that this is not a normal, like, this wasn't the toy that caused this. Prophecy Awakening. Do you like Dune Prophecy Awakening? I do. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this episode again, dude. So there's a lot of cool. I'm not gonna go over the entire episode, but there's cool things in here. We're gonna get straight into, because I have to go to work in the morning, so I can't stay on too late. So there's a scene in here I thought was cool. That's how they trap people in the suspensor belt jail, so they just float up there and can't move around. That's cool. That scene was cool where they lock up Desmond because he admits to killing the kid, and then Lila, she's debating whether or not to go ahead and become a Reverend Mother so they can unlock and see how to fight. She's gonna come out of it. She's still alive. Well, I probably can't show the next parts. I can't show the there's like sex scene stuff going on. There's a scene where Richezi's daughter, Princess Richezi's basically having a fling with Constantine, and they're doing drugs, and he spills the beans that he has the brother's killer locked up. Of course she's gonna blab. What an idiot. He's a moron. And then the wife of the emperor, Yaviko. So she's pronouncing his name Yaviko. I thought it was Javiko because in the audio book of Mentats and all that, Mentats of Dune, the narrator said Javiko. He's only mentioned like once in there. The son of Roderick. So I want to get to the point where there's a point in here where, oh, right here. So there's a scene right here. This is it. This is when I really started like realizing that, oh, this scene right here, I'm gonna tell you why. Where she's making the poison, the other Reverend Mother walks in and is like, Sister Tula, I see that you're making the Rossack poison. And I was like, yes. They said, they didn't say it was like water life or some crap. I was worried they were going to do that. And so I was like, oh, I was like freaking out. This is little crap in Dune that makes me excited. It's so stupid. So they reference Rossack and the Rossack poison because that's what they use this time. They're not using water of life yet. And people are probably like, why aren't they using the orbs, blue stuff? Because they haven't invented it yet. They haven't discovered it yet. So I think they're going to find out in this show that something in that worm, there's an awakening type poison. So I think they're gonna discover that there's water alive here in that worm, and I think they're gonna come full circle, dude. That water alive was not a Fremen invention; it was the Bene Gesserit figured it out. That's gonna be interesting, dude. Wow, I put it all together tonight. I was like, dude, because I never really thought of it before. We always thought it was kind of a Fremen thing. No, because the Bene Gesserit were controlling everything over there the whole time. They're not technically the Bene Gesserit yet, but they're close. And people are probably like, why aren't they calling Bene Gesserit? Because they're not calling themselves that yet. And that's in the books. So that was the first callback. I was like, oh, damn, right there. They've read the books. So they definitely have somebody working on this show they have Brian Herbert. I think, and Kevin J. Anderson. They wrote the book, so they're producers. So they're not going to show stuff directly, but somebody is definitely like, hey, have him say this, have him add that, do this, and say this thing. And they're like, okay. So somebody knows what the hell is going on behind the scenes and telling them what to do, which is good. Because the more references to Sisterhood of Dune, Mentats of Dune, Navigators of Dune we get, the better at this point. Even though a lot of people hate those books, but I love them. The next thing we see, oh dude, look at the space folder ship. It's like an older version, a retro version of the other Highliner from Dune. It's pretty cool, right? Even though they're carriers and capital ships that fold space in the books, it's not a tunnel. It's not a folding space tunnel. You actually dock with a carrier, a Highliner, and then that ship freaking. Oh, Kato, what's up, man? Yeah, I hope I don't. I'm spoiling it. It's just spoilers. There is spoilers I'm talking about, and then backstory too. And the part where it shows the battle cruisers in orbit of Seleucus Secundus, that's awesome. Dude, are we gonna get a space battle in this show? Dude, if they throw a fleet battle in this show, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. But I don't think we're gonna see that. I don't think there's plenty of space capital ship battles in the prequel books. Tons. And there's actually a scene where in Navigators of Dune, the book, where they're fighting the Balerians, so it's like a triple cross, where the Balerians, Joseph Venport, the guy who controls the spice, or he made a deal with Emperor Roderick, which is Yavako's in this show's his dad, right? To go wipe out the Butlerians because they're just causing too much havoc. The anti-technology Butlerian jihadis. So Joseph Venport takes a fleet and they're above, not Denali, the other planet. Denali, no, they're over the Balerians planet, which is shoot, I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. So the planet that the Balerians live at, their home planet, he shows up with a fleet, and then he had worked with this other scientist. I keep calling him Tamale. It's not Tamale. It's I can't pronounce it. He's not a delicious Mexican food, but there's a scientist that revives the Simic technology, and he starts making failed space navigator brains. This is gonna sound crazy. He takes, so some people that become spice navigators, they fail, and they're just kind of like in vegetative state. He takes their brains and makes them into cyborgs, war machines. He jumps like 100 of them on the planet and starts like, they just smashing the Balerians like bugs because they don't use tech, they just use swords and stuff. But then they have Fleet 2 of older ships, so they start fighting in orbit, and they have older Machine Crusade era ships that have lasers. And Joseph Empor is like, they're basically they're suiciding themselves. They're laser cannoning ships with shields. So he has to take his shields down. But then the Emperor Roderick has a fleet, his fleet waiting to kill all of them. So he takes, and that's Umberto Hart. That's why I'm thinking that guy might be the dad or relative of Desmond Hart in the show, but it hasn't said that in the books. There's an admiral that's like very loyal to the Emperor and the Carino family in those books. His last name is Hart, so that's why I'm wondering if he's not like the dad or grandfather or something of Desmond, but it hasn't said that. I haven't seen that in the books yet. Yeah, so they have to take their shields down because they're getting suicided by las blasts because it takes out both parties. So when you shoot someone with we all know that in Dune, if you shoot a shielded ship or person with a las cannon or a laser, it wipes out both parties. Chain reaction, mini nuclear explosion. So they're freaking out because they're suiciding. They're jihadi, anti-technology jihadis. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. I got off that. Anyways, that's the kind of ships you would see. So you could have, well, these are newer ships, but yeah, it'd be cool if we had a space battle. That went down a whole thing of that. So they show up there on Seleucus Secundus, and then finally he spilled the bean. The daughter spilled the bean, so then he wants to get the Desmond Hart, basically murdered or executed. He's like, no, we're holding off. Then Valia shows up and all that good stuff, and then they have their conversation on the screen. But I want to get to the part where, is it me or do they show the Sisterhood Bene Gesserit powers better in this show than in episode? They were shown a little bit cooler, I think, in this episode. If anybody's on the fence yet, I think this episode should put people at ease season or episode 2 was like 1,000 times better than episode 1. I was actually surprised it was that good. And they're throwing some stuff in there that's like, oh dude, that's straight from the books. Theodosa, I like Theodosa. They're all getting kind of used by Valia, that's the thing. And they don't even know it. So Valia Harkonnen is the bad guy of the show. People don't realize yet she's using the sisterhood for her own vengeance against House Atreides or Atreides bloodline. So I don't know if they're gonna go that far into it though. There's a whole scene here where she's truth saying on Desmond Hart. Awesome. She's basically controlling this sister, telling her what to do. Could keep House Richese. Our plans are gonna get messed up. Keep them in check. Lila, she's still trying to psych herself up to take the poison. Dude, this part was badass, dude. When Kieran Atreides was scanning the throne room with his little scanners and probes. That was freaking awesome, dude. So what you don't understand, Vorian Atreides makes a deal with Emperor Roderick in Navigators of Dune, I believe. I think it's Navigators of Dune. Basically, the Atreides bloodlines, Valia Harkonnen is hunting him down, and in those books, when she's younger. So, you know, when you see the flashbacks on this show when she's young, during that time, that's the Sisterhood of Dune book time, Mentats of Dune, all that. And they're doing all the stuff, going around and trying to wipe out Atreides, and then Vorian pleads to Roderick, "Hey, I can't hide anymore," because he's trying to hide because he has life extension. They all don't, but he does, and he asks Roderick, "Hey, can you give my Willem Atreides?" I'm assuming that's his dad. I'm assuming that Wilhelm Atreides was Kieran's dad or grandfather or something. It's got to be his dad, because the timelines is like one generation. This is one generation. It's only 30 years later. So yeah. Well, that even makes, yeah, that would make sense. So he's probably like in his early 20s. Yeah. So he makes Roderick, Yaviko's dad, give a seat to the Atreides or a position with the royal family. So that's how he ends up here working. I'm assuming why Kieran, I'm assuming the son of Wilhelm, whatever we call him, because he ends up knocking boots, I think, with some princess on a different planet that saves him. But anyways, Atreides are all over the place, dude. But Vorium, I'll find out soon. I'm going back and looking at Navigators of Dune. I can't remember the ending, so I'll know next week. I'll know for sure, because I'm going back and like rereading the half end of that book, because I need it for references, and it's been a while. So that seems cool. Oh, so we found out there. So this part right here, dude. He flies out to this back to the scummy part, and then this part sold me on the episode, dude. He walks in, and I didn't catch this guy's name, but the scoundrel guy, he's like, here comes Kieran Atreides, direct descendant of Vorian Atreides. Boom. Nobody believed me. They said it in the show. They referenced Vorian, and that was one of my check marks, dude. And they did it on episode 2. So boom, right there. I said my check marks on the Discord or wherever I've said it. So they've talked about Rossack poison. They've talked about Vorian Atreides already. Oh, yes. And Rachizi's daughter, boom, she references the Spacing Guild. So they acknowledge that they're out there. So that was another thing, but elevated this whole episode. And it's like I said, it's all we want is mentions. We're not saying you have to go show every little thing. We should see Spacing Guild though, guys. That's one thing. We should see a guild navigator or an early one or something. At least they can at least just put one in that suit from Dune Part 1. He doesn't have to be in a tank, even though they don't wear suits like that. But I don't care. Just show one. Come on. We'll see. It's a pet peeve of mine. We still haven't seen Mentat reference yet either. We got Rosek school mentioned, but not a Mentat school yet. So we still have one more to go. So we find out that Atreides is involved with a rebellion against the Carinos. They're tired of getting crapped on by the... Well, it seemed like the entire land's red they're sick of. Good luck with that. And I don't know exactly how they're going to do that. So, was this girl... What's her... Her name is... Michaela. Right? So, oh, so she, at first I was like, wait, is that the same girl that's met with Valia? It is. I was confused. Because she had her hair different and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, but I saw the blue eyes. Oh, that's her. Oh, she's a freaking undercover sisterhood agent. Well, I didn't say she was in the sisterhood, but she's definitely working for him. No, she said Sister Michaela, didn't she? I'll go back and watch it and look. But she's the one that's been going to the Arrakis, sabotaging and attacking the frickin' spice harvesting. So it's her running all that behind the scenes. So that's awesome. So I don't know if she's Fremen or if she's just spent so much time with the Fremen that she's got saturated with. Because I don't think she's a Fremen. Bar scum guy's called Horus. That's like from Monster Squad. Remember the movie Monster Squad? The fat kid? Fat kid! Fat kid's awesome. My name is Horus. Dude, if you guys haven't ever watched Monster Squad, go watch that immediately. Like tomorrow or whatever. Go rent it, find it. It's an old 80s cheesy... It's basically Goonies meets freaking Hollywood monsters. So Dracula, Mummy, Frankenstein, Wolfman. Wolfman's got nards. Kick him in the nards. Dude, have you guys not seen Monster Squad? If you have not seen Monster Squad, it's a classic 80s cheesy kid movie. Here, let's see if we can find the trailer. Dude. Let's see here. Let's put this on. Real quick, guys. Oh! Let me, pause. Well, I'll leave my music playing. Hopefully I don't get copywritten for this. Monster Squad. You guys never seen this movie?
Like Miami Vice, I think.
They're young and inexperienced.
Naughty virgin.
They're a bit disorganized.
Monsters are not real.
We don't know that, sir.
2,000-year-old dead guys do not get up and walk away by themselves.
But when strange things start happening in town,
There's a monster in my closet.
Mummy is in my
Look
room.
at that big, scary monster!
What's happening? You wait till the werewolf.
It's like Goonies meets...
they're the only
Monsters.
ones ready to do battle.
Something's out there that's killing people. And if it's monsters, nobody's gonna do a thing about it but us.
Soon the creatures of the night
Real monsters? Us? Midnight. In the world, remember? Maybe we can be like
This is a
Mask
classic,
Squad
guys.
instead, you know? Two mask bombs.
We got 1035, stitch back up. Hurry
Or Nature Squad. The book is right. Don't you think it's all true?
By midnight,
You guys!
they won't seem so young anymore. The Monster Squad.
Wolfman's gone mad.
Oh man. Oh, I got. Oh, that's Minty. He's awesome. Minty does reviews. I watch him all the time. He talks about like 10 things you don't know about old movies. Okay, so go watch Monster Squad. A classic, guys. That's before my time, Lumberdan. Oh man. It's got a little like it's not the thing about that movie. It was the 80s, so they're still using derogatory. The kids are calling each other derogatory terms like I can't say on here probably about lifestyle people. Because in the 80s, you know, they throw it pretty casually in the movies, like when when bullies are being mean to people. Oh man. So going back to Dune. Oh, really? That narrator? Oh yeah, the guy was a. So there's another movie like that that came out in that era, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, called Explorers, with Ethan Hawke, young Ethan Hawke. It has Ethan Hawke. It has River Phoenix, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Oh, Critters, yeah, Critters. Those 80s, 90s, golden age of movies. I feel bad for people that didn't grow up in that era, that weren't able to watch those kind of movies in the theater. Like I watched, so I was still young, but I watched Return of the Jedi in the movie theater when it came out. That's how old I am. And so I was technically alive for Empire, but I was too little. And I wasn't born. I was born a year after Star Wars, the first one. So my parents used to let us watch all the rated R movies too. Dude, we watched like my dad took us to watch RoboCop. Total Recall. My dad took us to watch Total Recall, RoboCop. Let's see what else. Oh, Fright Night. Beverly Hills Cop 1. I watched it in a drive-in. Man. Okay, let me get back to Dune, guys. I'll go on I should make a different channel for 80s stuff. Yeah, so we left off here finding out that she is running a rebellion. She kind of ropes Atreides into it, we think. I don't know how. So but then there was one question I had in this, is how did Valia not know that there was a Atreides head of security Swordmaster working in the palace? She acted kind of surprised, like, oh, really? She would have known that. But anyways. She hates all the Atreides, so he snuck through that somehow. She finally convinces her she's gonna take the poison. So she meets Michaela. She's actually an agent. See, her hair was different. That's why at first I didn't realize it was her. Right? But I'm gonna go back and look if she calls her sister Michaela or I think she's a sister. I think she's wearing the cloak and everything. Yeah, so she's gotta be. She's undercover. This little fighting scene was actually better than episode 1 too, where he's So this is my vibe I got. Episode 1 felt like a CW show, right? This one feels more like an actual HBO show. That's basically what the vibe is now. So Lumberdan, do they explain why the doctor folks can touch people face? Well, I think that's just a Denis Villeneuve thing. I guess they're just trying to say they're trained in how to feel all aspects of the body, like circulation and temperature, and they're trained to be able to use their hands to do all that instead of doing instruments. But I don't think it ever really explains that in the books. The Sook stuff, like, I think they use instruments and stuff, but Kyrian, he's not faking his name. I don't think they're... No, because he walks in and he says, I'm Kyrian Atreides. I think he's really an Atreides. I don't think he's faking anything. I mean, we probably would have seen that by now. Let's see. That was that fight, and then they realize they can't. She's not leaving, so she's not leaving right now, anyways. So they can't have their fling anymore. So then Desmond, the queen, or when you call her the queen, so to speak, Empress, she basically says, "Well, I'm going to use you, because I'm pretty sure that the queen knows they're all out to get him." What's her dang name? Natalia. I think she realizes that so he's the only one that she can use that guy's use him to help the Carinos, not other people. So yeah, the Sooks are supposedly highly trained in medical observation. They're like a different but lesser form of Bene Gesserit without the past lives and stuff. Yeah, and they also go through Imperial conditioning, right? So they're not supposed to ever like cause harm or anything like that. And so that's kind of how they broke Dr. Yui, jumping forward to Dune. He didn't actually hurt anybody himself, and he was just trying to save his wife, but she kind of knew. So a lot of people don't realize that going fast forward into Dune, Dr. Yui's wife was a Bene Gesserit. It never talks about that in the movies or anywhere else. That's in the book. That's only in the Dune book. Yeah, so he was pretty upset that... Let's go back to the show. Yeah. Yeah, he almost got caught a couple times, right? In the book, if I remember. Dude, the Dune book is so freaking good, dude. Man, I think I've read it 5 times. Yeah, I go back and I skip around sometimes too. Hypocritical? I think you mean Hippocratic. I don't think hypocritical. I think it's Hippocratic oath, isn't it? I don't even know. I mean, it's just funny. Dude, I got 14 people on here. I broke my record. This is my biggest stream since the giveaway. Awesome. I guess my thumbnail worked. Did you guys click on it? Are you here from the Discord? Mostly everybody? Are you saw my thumbnail randomly on YouTube? I'm trying to figure out this code, man, for YouTube. Dude, once the game comes out, Dune Awakening is game over. That's all I'm gonna play. Really? VRYC. You're here for, you saw my were you already subbed to the channel? Oh, House Arabis. Yeah, I know you're from Dune. Our Discord, I mean. Because I've seen you before. That's nice, dude. Oh man, I just lost a bunch of viewers when I said that. And they're like, oh, screw him, he's onto us. Kiro, yeah, I've seen you. Thinking of it. Oh yeah, so a lot of people don't realize, before we move on talking about the episode, Dune Awakening was really the main reason I started a Dune YouTube channel. So in preparation, because I'm more of a gamer than I am really Dune. I mean, I'm a big Dune fan, but I'm more of like a gamer guy. It's like I play 40K games, and I do tabletop and big science fiction, big time Star Trek guy. I'm big time Star Trek dude. Battlestar Galactica, all the big ones, all the big nerd stuffs. Anything science fiction. Like I loved The Expanse, the TV show, and I own the books. I never finished them. So Expanse is probably one of my favorite science fiction shows of all time, of recent year. No, yeah, Kiro Yui, I've seen you on Discord. Make sure you sub if you guys are on the channel. Throw a sub and click the bell, because I go live every Saturday night. And then while Dune Prophecy is on, I will do a post-show live talking about that episode. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. I'm on X. Yeah. Oh, will I play Dune Awakening with subscribers? Yeah, because I'm just like a little guy. So yeah, I'll play with anybody. Well, I'll play with I'm gonna join one of these houses on Discord probably. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but whenever that comes to, dude, we gotta wait till April. I'm thinking. Oh, dude, and I'm a hardcore survival game guy, so I don't think people realize I play EVE Online. So I played Ark. Are you on Arrakis? So I'm a big time Ark player. Some Rust. Conan, I like Conan Exiles. Ark was my bread and butter, dude, for a while. Dude, harvesting wyverns and all that stuff, dude. I'm telling you, I was like the dinosaur eggs, all that crap. Big old bases. He got you. He said, "Are you in Arrakis?" Not yet, but soon. Ew. That's funny. Yeah, let's get back to this here, because I'm gonna go a little bit longer on the stream. So there was another thing I wanted to point out in this. Dude, so this episode was so freaking good, dude. I hope I'm Arrakis. I don't know if I want to live on Arrakis, dude. Screw that. I'll stay in Arrakeen if I lived on Arrakis. I've been in some hot ass freaking deserts though. I'll tell you that. I've been. I don't think people realize it and have never been to an actual desert. How much water you have to drink. Like if you're operating, I'm not talking like you're on a vacation and you're at a hotel somewhere and it's really hot and oh, it's hot, I'm going inside. I'm talking when you're stuck outside. Like there is no reprieve from the heat. If you don't realize, if you have to drink crap tons of water, dude. Like and you're working out there, it's not a vacation, and you're like in 120 degree heat, 113 degree. It's nuts. It's not a, and you, I don't know how they live there permanently, but people live in that part of the world, but just get used to it, I guess. You get used to it after a while, a little bit. You don't get used to it, you just don't die. You just drink a lot of water and then finally you're like, oh, okay, let's go keep drinking water, and it's hot and miserable, but you don't pass out and die. Yeah, so you're like, oh, hey, Von Max, you're an army guy? Yeah. Hey, we got veterans of Dune here, dude. Yeah, that's exactly, that's why I was over there. I was in the army. Yep. I'm retired now. I've been retired for like 7 years. Yeah, I just whenever I see someone wearing that still suit in the movies, I'm like, that's got to be miserable. Because Arrakis, I think I did a video on it. One of my videos on Arrakis, it's like 150 degrees or something it gets to. I think it's like 140, 150 it gets to on the planet, even though it's fake. But you definitely would die. Oh, leftover anti-personnel mines on the Iran-Iraq border. This is Dune, not War Stories. Very smelly. Man, we went into a deployment mode here on Arrakis Central tonight, guys. Dude, it's hard to get in the military right now. So they really scrutinize people's medical records now. It's tough. I got in the 90s and it was hard then, but it was all paper records, you know, so you could hide things, but not really hide things, but they weren't as strict. They were strict, but now it's really bad. Now they're going after. So there wasn't as many people on ADD meds and all that kind of crap back in the 80s and 90s. And then in the 2000s, that blew up as the go-to thing. Put everybody on meds. Put everybody on meds. And now when they see that in your record, it's like it's hard to get in the military. So if you do have young kids, try whatever you can not to have to put them on any of those kind of behavioral meds. It screws them over later on. Now, I get it. There's no choice. Sometimes they have severe symptoms and things. But, like, if you can, I always tell people, whatever you do, try your hardest not to have to put your kids on those kind of meds, because it screws them over for getting in the military when they get older. Because they'll grow out of that. 9 times out of 10, they grow out of that stuff, and then they're fine when they're 18, 19. And then, boom, they can go in the military. But if you put your kids on all that meds from when they're little, boom, they're not getting in the military, or it's hard to. That's just my opinion from facts of things I've seen. That go after your medical records. Let's see here. We should have a fun game. See if people can guess what I did in the army. Let's see here. Well, some people in here already know. I'll just put it what I was in a combat job. Like the job was actually a combat job. The MOS. Even though now I do know it's not an engineer. Nope. Not an engineer. Although I had a buddy that was a combat engineer. I don't think he ever went to sapper school. Dude, I had this buddy when I first got to Germany. Oh, well, I gave it away. But, well, some of it. That he was hardcore cholo from LA, dude. And he was an combat engineer. And we just go out drinking all the time. And he had that LA, like, hey, way. Hey, vato, roja. Like, he would talk like that. He was in the army. He was one of my good friends when I first got to Germany. I don't know what happened to that guy. So let's get back to Dunis. I'll just say my job in the army revolved around big guns that go boom. And it was not artillery. So they're actual big guns that you get to see what you're shooting at. Let's see here. So we're going back. Let's get back off track to Dune Prophecy. Okay, this scene, dude, when they gave her the poison was so freaking good, dude. I actually didn't know there. I didn't think it was gonna be that good. There was another tidbit in here that they hinted to. That they hinted to the books in this episode, and I can't remember what it was. They mentioned Spacing Guild, Foreign Atreides. There was the Rossack poison. And there was something else. There was one more thing. You know what they need to do in this show, though? They need to show Arrakis like the spice harvesting happening. Like, that's because I think one thing that people don't understand in this Dune is they say it's important. Oh, spice, spice, spice. Even in the movies, I think, but they just don't really emphasize. If you don't have spice, you don't fold space. You don't space travel. Shipping lanes, travel. Chom Company ceases to exist. Trade, the current trade of the entire Imperium between planets ends. Planets die. Famine. Freaking just like billions starve to death. And then on top of that, the navigators die because they need spice to live. On top of that, Imperium just falls apart. So I don't think people really understand the implications of spice getting messed up. Spice production. Right? So the entire thing, it revolves around it because of the spacing guild, which is like the key point. So why they don't show my biggest pet peeve of the movies too? Why they just don't show the spacing guild more, dude? They really don't. It bugs me a little bit. But yeah, so the scene with the spice agony, or the spice, but the poison, the agony, the Rosek poison. So if you guys, when she says this, you're making the, I see you're making the Rosek poison. For those of you who haven't read the book, Rosek is the original planet where the Sisterhood is. So now they're on Wallach 9 right now in the show. Originally they were on Rosek. It's a jungle planet. That's why she pulls out that weird little, that weed, or that jungle-y plant. And what happens is Salvador, Emperor Salvador, finds out that they're using, you know, kind of computers and stuff. I'm just doing spoilers here, guys, because it's going to come out in the show. They kind of already said it, right? The breeding index, they talked about it in the first episode. They hide this breeding index technology in the jungle. Salvador sends guards. Salvador is Emperor Javico's uncle. So in the books, so he's a little kid. He's a little kid in those books. The emperor in the show. There's a standoff on Rosek against the Sisterhood. He's like, "Oh, we know you have computers. Tell us now." And they're like, "No, no, no." And then he kills like 10 of them. He executes them. He shuts down their school, their facility there, the Emperor. And then some of them go, which was Dorothea. Remember the one she kills in episode 1? She splits off and goes and is loyal to the Emperor and loyal to the Butlerians. Valia, with Raquella and them, they go off to Wallach 9 and they restart the school. So that's kind of why they are where they are. That's not a spoiler. That's in the books. That's backstory. They're not going to show any of that probably in the show. I have spoilers on my title here, so I guess I should. I spoil everything. That's more backstory than spoilers, because I don't know what I don't know his deal. I can't spoil it because I don't know. That's not in the books. That's really the only... Desmond is really the only thing I can't spoil because I haven't seen it. Everything else I can spoil. You guys want me to spoil it? I spoil it every week. What I know what's gonna happen is they keep handing that little, you think, so people are thinking the breeding index is that little key they have. She hands it off to her and she picks it up when she killed Dorothea, all that stuff. That's the key to get into the breeding room, index room. It's a big server room, so to speak. It's a thinking machine database. So it's completely outlawed technology. And they're literally using AI, banned, outlawed thinking machine technology to manipulate all the breeding lines, to track all the DNA, all the strands, and how to basically, the Bene Gesserit plan, to control all breeding lines to take over from behind the scenes the Imperium. So we're probably going to see that. They're going to have to show it eventually. They're going to go in there and they're going to be, oh, shoot. These mofos been using AI. Banned, like, sentenced to instant death kind of usage of AI. Because people don't understand. You get caught using computers, or AI computers in this universe, you were instantly killed. Sentenced to death. Like Judge Dredd style. Pretty much. You might have a trial or something. You might have a big little hearing, and then boom, boom, out back, boom, gone. You're dead. And they might even wipe out your entire freaking city or village, or like, yeah, you get a whole planet gets caught using that. That's exterminatus, dude. They need to show that. I'm not spoiling anything. That's it showed it in the trailer. I showed them in the trailer walking into the room. Yeah, but like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen with Desmond, because this show takes place 30 years after the books, so there really is no story. This is like a fresh story, so to speak. In episode 1 where Dorothea, where she uses the blade on Dorothea, the voice, that's almost like from the book, Mentats of Dune, but it happens a little differently, and I talked about it last week. Where it was there one-on-one, they were there where Kello's dying. That's where she uses the voice on her. So it's not out there in that open room. So that's basically the big difference. But she wants to do the same thing. She wants to run off, destroy the index, and Valia's like, no, I need that so I can go track down and murder the Atreides. And she uses the voice because she invents the voice. Valia Harkonnen invents the voice. She's the only one that can use it at this point. She invented it, and hasn't really done. I don't think they've done a good. They kind of said she invented it, but she actually did. So in the books, anyways. Well, some people hate the Brian Herbert books, but he runs the canon because he runs the Dune estate. So unfortunately, for some people, good for me. Because I read the books, it's not a waste of time. Imagine if they wiped all those books away. This doesn't happen like they did to the Star Wars people. Dude, remember when Disney bought Star Wars? And they're like, all the Heir to the Empire books and all that are not real. And everyone's like, what? I've been reading these for 25 years. I've been reading these books for 20 something years, and now you're gonna all of a sudden say they're not real? Dude, screw Star Wars is horrible. Disney Star Wars is atrocious. Mandalorian was cool. Rogue One was good. And that's about it. Oh, Andor is supposedly good. Never watched it because I got sick of Star Wars crap. I'm just gonna. That's my opinion. I know people like Star Wars still. I like the old stuff. I like AC coming in with a fire. Oh yeah, well it's true. I mean, Brian Herbert runs the freaking whole state, and he wrote those books. I mean, it's like Disney. They own they even though they butchered it. I think that was on purpose. I think that well, other people have said it before. Disney is a girls brand. So Disney girls brand bought up Star Wars, a like 85% male funded franchise. So I mean, it's just numbers, it's just facts, it's just information, it's just data at this point. It was gonna fail. See, this is why Dune works with all the women-orientated focus, because that's all in the books. It's all in the backstory. See, that was I used to say it all the time. Why don't they do Bene Gesserit stuff or Dune stuff? There's like all these women in there, and they want to do all this stuff with female-led stuff. Dune is the perfect outlet for that. It's already established canon. Nobody ever listened to me, well now they do. So they're making this show. So even though they didn't listen to me, obviously, but I'm just saying. I'm just glad they're not doing a hokey and crappy like that Acolyte show. That show's god awful, dude. That how crappy that Obi-Wan show was. I watched that. Actually watched the Obi-Wan. Horrible, dude. They put Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers in there chasing little Princess Leia around. How freaking dumb are you? And then was it season 3 of Mandalorian? They put Jack Black and Lizzo. I'm like, these people making this stuff are dumb. Wow. That'd be like in Dune Prophecy, they have Megan the Stallion show up as a sister. Twerk, 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 twerk that spice. It'd be so stupid, dude. They did that in. No, wait a minute. They actually did that in the She-Hulk. They did that in She. I forgot about that. I made it up, and they actually. They put twerking in She-Hulk with Megan the Stallion. I forgot about that. Wow. Disney is so stupid. It's a horrible company. God. Warner Brothers is smart to put their eggs into Dune, but and then keep it like smart for smart people, not retarded for, well, I can't probably say that, but dumb for dumb people that like She-Hulk. Oh, what's that other show they did? Was horrible on Marvel. Miss Marvel. I'm not gonna say any more about that. I will say that the new Deadpool was pretty good. Deadpool 3 was good. That wasn't my favorite thing, but it was good. And then Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was good. That's about it. That's really the last good stuff since not Endgame, but I didn't like Endgame. I know I didn't like Endgame. I thought Thanos wasn't as menacing in Endgame. He was way more of a cool character in why can't I'm brain farting the part 1. Anyways, I don't care. Let's move on. So she gets this. There's a whole scene, but the women are always in the background, even when they are in the foreground. They are reduced characters, and even the Frank Herbert novels. This was to highlight how much they were manipulating. Well, yeah, that's the whole point of the show, is to see that she's trying to keep it in the shadows. That's her, that Avalia. She's trying to keep them. As soon as nobody celebrity joins Dune, then watch out. Well, I have a theory on this. I think Dune material is too, what's the word? Well, how do I say this without getting in trouble with people? It's not for kids, first of all. I'll put it this way. I don't think they care to manipulate Dune for agenda, because it's not a kid's show. They really want to go after the kids, so that's why they're doing Star Wars. That's why they're doing Marvel and the kiddie stuff, or young adult stuff. That's that's a good way to put it without offending anybody. Because I'm going to have a lot of people of all opinions and all walks of life in Dune that love Dune. And we want to, it's simple. Just keep it Dune, Frank Herbert, Brian Herbert, whatever. Keep the Dune lore in Dune. Don't put any real world our politic junk into it. That's it. That's all we want. Dune has too much politics going. See, another thing, there's too much going on. So I think they will have a hard time ruining this. They did it kind of with Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2. They did some things. Like they changed freaking Dr. Kynes. That was blatant. Race and gender swap for Dr. Kynes, because in the book it's clearly a man. And the father of Chani, but they totally left that out of the movie for whatever reason. That was a studio meddling. And then Chani acting like she's all, you know, broody and tough in the Dune Part 2 is not like that in the book at all. So, but I mean, it didn't really ruin the movie overall, though. She's like on board with Paul at the end of the book. Like, oh, why is he being like that? And then Jessica's like, well, we're the concubines. We're the ones who really control everything. I'm still not sold on the show. Yeah, I get it. VRYC, I can understand why being skeptical on the show. But this episode, did you watch this episode? This episode was a lot better though. Yeah, I am with you on this, the writing. Is so. So these are the characters from the Brian Herbert books. So Valia Harkonna, Tula, Javico was a kid in his books. So this takes place 30 years after those books. So yes, it is throwing stuff from those books in here. So you have the Butlerian Jihad, which is like 100 years, whatever, 80 years, 100 years before this. I think it says it in the show, 100 and some 12 years or something, or they kind of changed the times up a little bit from the books, but it's not much. Yeah, Chani was a huge departure. Oh, big time. They left a lot. Thufir Hawat left out. I made a whole video about that. They didn't get no love to Thufir Hawat, which is a big letdown. Yeah, so everything in this show is referencing things from Sisterhood of Dune, Mentats of Dune, Navigators of Dune, then the Butlerian Jihad books too. So Butlerian Jihad, Machine Crusade, and then Battle of Corrin. That's what it was. Boom. That's what it was, guys. You maybe, thank you, VRYC. You maybe remind. There's a scene where she's talking to. Leela is talking to the other sister in the bed area or something. There, she's reading the book. I don't know where she was. I can't find it, but it must have been before that. Yeah, she mentions. She said that her relatives were with Reyna Butler on the ground assault on the Battle of Corrin. And I was like, dude, boom. They nailed it right there. And I was like, oh, snap, dude. And Raquella... Mother Raquella, the old lady, dies in the beginning. She's the granddaughter of Vorin Atreides. She's in Atreides blood. So that means, therefore, Lila, she's also Atreides heir. Or blood in her. Atreides is everywhere, dude. If you read those books, he's just like, for like 50 years, he's like going around different planets, dropping that hog. Oh man, dude, this whole scene in the episode. Okay, I'm almost about to close this down here and end the stream here. I've been going too long. I've been going an hour and 30 minutes. I have 10 people in here, dude. I had 14 earlier, so I made my. Whoa, what happened? Can you guys hear me? No, I think I'm still going. So I think my live stream is still going. Yeah, we're going. My TikTok just died. My TikTok stream just died. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get back on there. Yeah, I'm still going. Oh, it's back. It didn't get shut down. It's glitched out. That's weird. I got 0 viewers on TikTok anyway, so I don't care. TikTok's horrible. I might just stop streaming on there. I hate TikTok. Do for milk. Yeah, they didn't show that at all. The cat thing or nothing. They didn't even show him kill himself at the end. I feel HBO trying to monetize the next Game of Thrones type story. Well, yeah, that's. Well, they're gonna make another Game of Thrones. They're gonna make aren't they gonna make a Jon Snow sequel show? I hope this show does. See, I'm kind of torn on this. Going back to that conversation about. I like this actress right here. She's pretty good. But I'm kind of weird with Dune. Going back to that conversation, I feel like Dune is so niche, and it's not a kid show, that I don't think they're gonna try to really ruin it. Keep the stream going. I gotta go to work. I have a day job. Yeah, so she has that whole scene where she goes into the agony of the poison, the raw sec poison, and she finds out that her mom's not in there, and then they're lying to her. And then Dorothea's in there, dude. Or Dorothea, I mean. Dorothea's in there and was like, ha, I'm gonna get you. Gotcha. That's who that was. That was Dorothea that Valia killed. Her memories are in there now. It shows her that. So she just saw everything. She saw that Valia killed Dorothea. So now she knows the truth, but she's in a coma. I'm getting Anna Carino vibes here. So in the books, Anna Carino she's messing around with like the help in the palace on Susis Kundus. That's essentially Yaviko's aunt. So the emperor in the show, when he's a little kid, so his aunt, she gets Anna Carino gets sent to the sisterhood because she's not acting right. So Salvador and Roderick send her there. She like sneaks into the lab. This is the short form. She takes the poison without any training, and she ends up like in a coma, and then she wakes up and her brain's all jumbled. She can't control any of the voices. She just gets freaking out of whack. They end up sending her to the Mentat school, and Gilbrathus takes the Mentat school leader, Gilbrathus Albans, secretly hiding the AI memory core of Erasmus, AI thinking machine, basically psychopath. So Navigators at Dune, freaking Erasmus is like pretending to be like just a friend to her, because she's all messed up and cuckoo. So she just like basically he's putting like little like mini speakers around her and stuff, like nanotech, and because he doesn't have a body, he's just a core, but he can control some things in that school. And she's like, he's manipulating her. She's so stupid. But her brain's fried. It's mush. They're using her as a ransom. She doesn't even know it. In that book, She falls in love with the AI robot because they give him a clone body, and they put the little memory cell in there, the AI cell, the memory cell core, in like in his brain, in the clone's brain, interface it, and so he has a human body, but he's still like a jerk, like, why is she touching me? He's like, oh, I guess I'll do this just to make her happy to leave me alone. Like the Erasmus, the AI guy. He was basically like the Dr. Mangala of the AI thinking machines, just butchering humans for fun, just out of like curiosity. He makes like virus bombs and freaking tortures their brains. And I mean, any conceivable thing you can think of. He has like brooms of body parts. He's just walking around like, oh, interesting. That one didn't scream today. Oh, but that one did. Like, it's just like a freaking complete, like, soulless animal in that book, in those books. He's kind of a main character of the books, actually. See, he's mainly in the Butlerian Jihad books. The Erasmus, the AI. Dude, if they referenced Erasmus in this show, I'll freak out. I don't know. I really do like the Brian Herbert books. But they're kind of good. I mean, it's a time gone or past now, so like, so to speak. So this is years after all that, so they're kind of so Desmond basically starts so we got confirmation that he has direct control, telekinesis, pyromaniac powers he can use. So that's what we ooh, that reminds me of the machine war from Animatrix, where they have a machine poking their brain. That's exactly what the thinking machines were. So think of combine Skynet, the Matrix AI, and then Cylons, and then make them look kind of like, picture all that into one ultimate, you know, evil AI. And then on top of this, you have the Cymex running around, which are humans, traitor humans, so to speak, that put their brains in canisters, and they control these giant freaking death machines with their brains, just a brain in a capsule, a canister. They're still human brain, but they're like basically, I squished 1,000 humans, pesky humans today, like nothing. They're globalists. So it's the Cymex, there's 20 original humans that were globalists that wanted to control humanity, so they used AI. They're the ones who started the whole thing. They wanted to use AI to control all the humans across the galaxy, and so they corrupt the AI, put a back end in there saying you can't hurt any of us, but you can do whatever you want to humans. And then the AI goes loose. They're kind of controlling it, the Omnius sphere. So it's the main hive mind is called Omnius. So when you think of the thinking machines in Dune, each planet will have a core database, so to speak, the Omnius sphere on each planet. So, you know, they can't wirelessly talk to each other. So each planet that's controlled by AI has an Omnius sphere command control node, and he's an AI, kind of just like in the Matrix when he's talking to Neo in Matrix Part 3, just like that almost. Okay, think of that in your head, and then, but they don't talk to each other because they're vast distances between planets. So that's what Vorian Atreides did, because Vorian Atreides was the son of Agamemnon, the main human Titan Cymet guy I was telling you about. He kept some genetic material and made a son, even though his brain is in a canister now. But he keeps Vorian as a human, and he's like has these plans for him that I'm gonna turn him into a Cymek later, a Neo Cymek. And he's like, father, this, that, and that. I'm doing the good of humanity. And then eventually he realizes there's a lot more going on, but trust me. But he turns back to the human side. Vorian Atreides becomes a good guy. But anyways, that was Vorian Atreides' job, was to synchronize. He takes his memory update cell and he goes to each planet, boom, boom, synchronizing the Omnius Overmind. Boom, 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 boom. So they're all in sync. So sometimes a planet gets wiped, a planet, something happens to it, and the rest of the AI don't know. Because during the Machine Crusade, a planet gets taken out, and then they haven't been updated in time. They might not know what's coming or whatever. That's one of the weaknesses of the AI. That they're stuck on their processes and their systems. They're not versatile. That's how they get beat. They're predictable, and Vorian uses that against them because he goes and finds the update ship he abandoned. So he has a buddy that he grew up with. He's an AI buddy that flies with him everywhere. He's like a droid, and his name's he calls him Metal Mind, old Metal Mind, but like he deactivated him. What happens is he finds that ship floating in space again later, a couple years later, and then he puts a virus in the Omnius sphere, the update sphere, leaves it for him, right? He puts it back where it was, and then he leaves, and they power the ship up again. Vorian leaves the ship, and then when Metal Mind wakes up, oh, haha, well, that's too bad, my friend Vorian. Why did he act so silly like that? Oh, because they don't have they don't realize they're getting betrayed or whatever. They're kind of stupid in that aspect, the AI. So, I guess I'll continue on with my mission. I'll show him. So he continues on, goes to the first planet. He updates that first planet with the virus, and as soon as he's leaving, it's like, and the planet starts falling apart. It's actually hilarious in the book. So that the droids are like smashing each other. He goes to, he doesn't, and he's, as he flies away, he's like, I did my duty. I did my duty for Omnius today. I am the greatest android AI ever. And he's just poisoning every planet. It's great. It's hilarious. Oh, here we got some chats. I think this is supposed to be set like 15,000 years from now. It's 10? It's 10 and 10, I think. It doesn't matter really what happens before all that. So yeah, humanity gets like faster than light drives, not folding space, but they get faster than light. Once they get that, they start the Great Expansion. They start all that stuff, the Golden Era and all that kind of thing of expansion, and then they ended up relying too much on AI. Then Sunni Wanderers are traveling. Which is early Fremen. They end up getting like enslaved a lot and messed with, but then they end up hanging out on Arrakis. No, it's I want to say it's like 10 and 10, but 15. It don't really matter. Really, before Balerian Jihad, it doesn't really matter. It could be 15, it could be 10. But I think it's 10 and 10. 20,000 years in the future from us. Not 40. Now, Warhammer 40k is 40,000 years in the future. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But different people say different stuff about the Dune timeline. So... yeah, Earth is gone and wasted. Yeah, it's 20,000 years ahead of us. It's like the general consensus. That's what I thought. See, 10,199 after the establishment of the Spacing Guild. So that's basically like the demarcation point. Is the establishment of the Spacing Guild, where it changed it's like AD BC, and then boom, it flips during that time. So 10,000 years, humans were expanding out into the cosmos. Along that, I don't know what exact time AI takes over. I Huh. Yeah. So in Dune, I'm typing it right now because I don't remember. It doesn't say, I don't think, how long they were enslaved. Humanity enslaved for a few thousand years. I think it's like. Does anybody know that they've seen a direct? Even Herbert says different times. Yeah, Herbert's stuff says different stuff. That's not really. I think Paul's time is like 20. Yeah, so Paul is 20,000 years from now, from us. 40K, that's too much. That's 40. It's like 40,000 is Warhammer. So sometimes people get mixed from Warhammer and Dune because Warhammer ripped off Dune, which I like Warhammer too. Dude, if you guys played Space Marine 2, if you haven't played the Space Marine games, that's a good entry into Warhammer 40K. So go play Space Marine 1, which is older. It's like a 12-year-old game, and then but Space Marine 2, awesome. Oh yeah, man. Make sure you like and subscribe. I need to get better at dumping videos. Just pay attention to throughout the week. Hit the bell notification. I stream every Saturday night, and then right now, while during Dune, every time after the episode. So for sure, Saturday nights or Saturday evenings, and then I stream on Sunday nights for right now. And then eventually Dune Awakening comes out, and I'll be playing that like every day. Every time I play it, I'll be streaming it. Dune Awakening, the new Dune video game, comes out in April, hopefully. And then, on top of that, I drop videos, lore, merchandise. Just go to my channel. You can see I got tons of stuff. Merchandise, games, lore videos, everything about Dune. A lot of the stuff I talked about tonight is I have videos on already. Yeah, so... Yep, and I'm probably gonna do a review actually on the books here. I'll make a video review. My dream is to make like a long like half hour long like the full timeline of Dune video, which is already those videos out there, better than what I could do probably, but that's just something I want to do. The problem with me is I don't have time to sit there all day doing them. I have a full-time job, so that's kind of an important job. But like, because I'm the only income. Yeah, so overall, before I end the stream, guys, she tried it. So the big thing was in this episode, the climax of the episode, which was amazing. She tries to use the voice on Desmond. It doesn't work, and I like, oh, I saw that coming, but it was still cool. Yeah, so overall, tonight's episode way better than episode 1. Way better. Like, I'm actually on board with the show now. I just hope the next episodes stay with episode 2. If they use that as their beacon, or so to speak, or their tempo, keep this, and this will be an 8 out of 8 show for me, or 8 out of 10. And if they show Spacing Guild, and if they show a Spacing Guild Navigator or a fleet battle, if they show a fleet battle, it's a 9, dude, for me. If we get a orbital fleet battle, even just a quick little thing, dude, this show is gonna be a freaking a 9 or 10 for me. If we get Spacing Guild Navigator and a fleet battle, shoot, that's a 10. Will we get that? I don't know. I have wishes. I'm big into tactical capital ship battle stuff. That's like a big thing for me. That's my favorite part of Star Wars, and Star Trek, the ships. So, and ships aren't really a big thing necessarily talked about in Dune. You know, the classes, dreadnoughts versus cruisers versus battleship. Like there's not really a thing. Oh, Kato, man, I wish this would replace my job, but I have to get a whole crap ton of subscribers and super chats for that to happen. I'm partially monetized, but I haven't made a dime off this thing yet. I need a couple more watchtowers, actually. I can look. Let's see here. What do I need? So getting monetized on YouTube is weird. There's a couple tiers. The first tier is like 3,000 subs, which I hit that a long time ago. And then 4,000 subs. But the trick is not the subs, it's the watched hours. So you have to have people watch your content, and I'm very close to getting my 4,000 hours. And this channel's been going for a year. So I'm not doing bad for a year, I think. I got 55,000 subscribers, guys. My question is, where are all those people? Why are they not on the live stream? So I'm just... But, yeah. Dude, if I made the same kind of money doing this that I did on my regular job, I'd be making like 3 videos a day, live streaming. I'd be live streaming like every other day. The problem with Dune is I think until that game comes out, it might just not be another. Right now, I'm gonna see a spike because the show's out. I'll see a spike in my my stuff, my views and stuff, because people are searching Dune stuff. But it's been dry for like since the end of the summer, and I've seen a kind of I've seen increases, but it got slower, and then. But now the show's out, I think I'm gonna get a lot more people looking for this. So hopefully, I hope they're not bot accounts. Could be. Yeah, this probably is. I don't think they I don't think YouTube they don't look highly on the bot thing, do they? You get in trouble if you get caught using bots, don't you? You get banned, I think. Yeah, they probably are just people that just, or they're just casual. Just a ton of people that just people just subscribe to every damn little thing they see, and they don't watch it again. That's probably a lot of that. I need to do longer live streams too. That probably helped me. But now, dude, I'm doing this tonight's great. Dude, if I hit like 50 viewers, if I hit 50 consecutive viewers, that'd be awesome. But I'm happy with hitting. I had 14 tonight, so I'm happy with that. Yeah. I'm really just doing. I'm not really trying to make money off this. It'd be a nice thing. Honestly, I'm just doing it for fun because I love Dune. And I didn't see anybody doing. There's a couple people doing Dune stuff. You have Secrets of Dune, Herd Cookies, Quinn. He's huge. These guys are the big Dune guys. And they kind of inspired me to do it. But I didn't really see anybody doing merchandise, Dune stuff like that. The games. They focus on the books and kind of the movies, but the other aspects of Dune out there. So I kind of wanted to like fill that gap of like, hey, what kind of Dune merchandise is out there? What kind of Dune video games are out there? What's you know, what's out there for people to get into for Dune? And that's kind of what I decided to kind of focus on. The games, the merchandise. I do lore, but the lore videos are done better by other people, honestly. I'm getting there. I'm getting there though. Go back and check out my merchandise stuff, especially my. I'm very proud of my Dune Part 2 cards. The Topps Dune. Go back and look at those videos. If you guys get bored, just go check out my channel. I have some playlists. I have the popcorn bucket. I got the popcorn bucket right here. I'm looking at it. I got a whole like 2 walls of Dune. I got a graded original Dune 1984 comic. I got all the Topps Dune cards. I got all kinds of cool stuff here, Dune. I need to do a merchandise video. I haven't done one in a while. Yeah. Well, folks, I'm probably going to end up cutting that stream. We're going to see here probably going into the index, the breeding computer room, and then other stuff like that. Overall, this episode, on its own, I don't have a Dune skateboard. I'd probably break my neck. But I give, so Dune Prophecy episode 1 was like a 6 or 7 for me. This episode was definitely an 8. So the show's getting better. Hopefully they keep this up. The music was better. Special effects are better. The acting was better. Everything was just better about this episode. So, I mean, every aspect of it. So, I was like in it, dude. After I was like, oh no, here we go. And I was boom. Oh, shoot. No, we're getting right into it. Yeah, they picked up right off where the Duke Richese's son, Kasha's autopsy. We were in it. So, I'm very pleased with it. But go ahead and make sure you guys like and subscribe. I gotta go to bed. It's late for me now, and I'm gonna try and get. Maybe I'll brainstorm about a video to get out this week. Maybe possibly a Tula. Maybe I'll do a Tula spoiler video on Tula. Bear Walker Dune Part 2 skateboard, $90, worth it. Bear Walker Dune. Is that Bear Walker like a company, a brand? I don't know nothing about skateboards. Ew. Oh, dude. You kidding me? It's real. I thought you were joking me. Oh, that's badass. Does it come with the wheels? Or you have to buy the trucks and stuff to separate? Bro, I'm buying this. Holy crap. That's amazing. You taught me something tonight. And Daddy likey. I'm gonna like get that skateboard and then make a video of me driving the Dune worm bucket around on it. With the Paul figure hanging outside the worm. What do you guys think? Oh man, I used to do those funny shorts if you guys hadn't seen them, but you know, I should make those again. Oh man, nice. Yeah, use it as a mini snowboard. I have to get the wheels for it though. Then means I have to buy $90 for the trucks and wheels. Ugh. It's expensive, but I don't care. You don't even want to know what I spent on some of these Dune cards. Well, they actually they're valued though. It's like quadrupled, but that's a side story. I got Dune's. Go watch my Dune coin unveiling video. What happens if you search that on Dune coins on YouTube? I wonder. Or if my video comes out. I just don't think the algorithm likes me. If I type Dune silver coins. Oh, my stuff pops up. I'm like the first video. Hey, let's do an experiment here. If you guys have Google or not Google but YouTube open, type Dune silver coins in the search and see if my Dune collectible silver coin video shows up. Well, a different guy did it too. Yeah, my stuff showed right up. I'm like the first guy, first result. And then my and a couple of my shorts showed up there too. It's showing up for me. It might not show up for you guys. Yeah, dude, I'm getting that skateboard, bro. And the trucks and wheels. And I'm going to roll the Dune freaking popcorn bucket around on it. I'm doing it. I don't care. All right. So, yes. So, that's going to be it for me tonight, gentlemen. I loved this episode tonight. I thought it was really good. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they keep this level or better. And so far, so good. They're keeping the lore and the politics of Dune in there and not pushing outside stuff into it that I've seen. I don't think I've seen anything cuckoo in there, like not Dune related. So we're doing good so far that I can think of. So other than that, it's looking good. I like it. So I might go watch it again, actually. Episode 2 is pretty damn good, actually. I get it. It's not for everybody. It's very. That's what I said. It's very niche. Dune is a niche franchise. So, you know. So, but other than that, I will probably see you guys next Saturday, and I'll try to do a couple videos this week if I can. At least one for sure. I'll get a video going of something. I don't know what. I'll brainstorm tomorrow, and then I'll come up with something. I've been it's Christmas time, man, and I got family stuff and work, so it's been kind of weird. Planning a lot of travels coming up, so it's gonna be weird. I'll try to keep stuff coming, and I've been working. So I really been kind of working on my thumbnails. So I've been kind of doing some technical kind of stuff behind the scenes, making my thumbnails look better, getting better at the skills on that kind of thing. So that's what I've been kind of working on behind the scenes. Get reach some more audience type stuff. I have no freaking clue what I'm doing. I'm just doing it for fun, whatever. I think when the game comes out, things will change. I'll get more views. Oh, really? Is that a thing? Oh, she likes women? That's not in the book. But in the book, she's basically like doesn't even like men. She in the book, she's like she messes with a couple guys or whatever, but she doesn't care about any of that. So they should have just left her like alone. But well, that sucks. They're gonna have that in there. I don't really care. I mean. I didn't talk about really any of that in the books. A little bit. I mean, if they're gonna make somebody that orientation, I guess they can make her that because I mean, they're gonna do something. You know, they always it's Hollywood, so they're gonna put something cuckoo in there that nobody wants. But what are we gonna do? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's just like a little thing, like a quick little thing, fleeting thing they talk about, and then boom, then they move on. But if they keep dwelling on that crap, like, that's... I get it. People live their lives. I like women. So when I see that kind of stuff, like, what was that in what was that zombie show where they had a whole episode of two dudes going at it? Was it the video game one? I can't think of it. The zombie one with the spores and all that crap. I started watching that episode because the show was pretty good. I was like, hey, the show's pretty cool. It's like the video game. And then they had the whole episode with the two guys, and I was like, not my thing. And I never watched it again. I never watched the show again. Last of Us, yeah. Like, I was on board with that show. And then that episode with the two guys, and I was like, sorry guys, it's not for me. And then I never went back. It's just not my thing, you know? And so I have a feeling, I have a theory about this. I wish I could talk more of my theories. I don't really want to do that on my Dune channel. It's supposed to be about Dune though. But we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll talk about it if that comes out in an episode. Maybe I'll do my opinion and my theories. Hey man, it's just that's basically what it comes down to, is just not my thing. That's what you could tell people. I'm not into that. But the girl thing though, I don't really, I don't really care about that. I mean, the truth is, there's a crap ton of people in the world that are in same gender relationships. Like thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? At least in the Western world. I got family members that are like that, and I don't care. That's when they start. The big deal is when they push that stuff on kids. That's where I have a problem. And that's where I'm like, no. I'm drawing a hard line there. Yeah, I didn't like Last of Us. This might be a bad take on video games. I didn't really like the games either. You know, it's a good zombie freaking game, dude. Is it Days End? Is that what it's called? Days. Days Gone. Days Gone on PlayStation. I think on PC too. That's a freaking good zombie game, dude. That's like one of the best zombie games I've ever played. I might buy it on computer. I have it on PlayStation, but I might start over and play it on PC. Days Gone, amazing zombie game. It's open world. You have a motorcycle. You upgrade stuff. You freaking fight these swarms of these freaking crazy spore zombies. They're like a spore kind of thing, but you can sneak around. There's like this. You like do these like swarms of them that you have to like run around and try to take them out till you take the swarm down. Look up Days Gone, dude. It's a freaking amazing zombie game. I'm gonna buy it on PC. I think the game would be easier to play with the mouse. Let's see how much that is right now on it's on Steam. Sometimes it's on sale. Yeah, I want to wait for a sale on that. So I'll put that on my wish list on Steam. Got it. It should hit a sale. Should like a $20 thing or something. Christmas, possibly. I'll buy it. It was cheap at one point. I think at one time you could buy it for like $10 or something. Was there a sale before? Yeah, I'm gonna buy that on PC when it goes on sale next. Yeah, folks, I'm gonna call that stream. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate you guys listening to my rant. It's a Sunday night, work night. Some people are on vacation. Yeah, Kato, Disney on the kid stuff and all that kind of agenda, that's bugs me. That's where I draw the line. Kids shouldn't be knowing any of that stuff. Oh man. Yeah, Kato, I have all the consoles. I have all the PS5, Xbox Series X. I got Switch. I'm a big gamer. I've been playing video games since the 80s. We had a Commodore 64 in the house when I was a kid, and an Atari. I remember when the NES came out. I've been playing video games my entire life. Yeah, I've been a big time gamer. I'm not very good, but I love playing games. Yeah, so my big bread and butter for games, generally speaking, open world type games, and then a big one is space simulators. So I play all the crazy space simulators: Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, Starfield. I love space sims, generally speaking, and then some of these like survival MMOs, building, leveling up. So that's why Dune is like. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Why Dune might be one of the most anticipated games of my ever. A survival MMO in space in the Dune universe, harvesting spice, dude. So I've been a fan of Dune since a little kid when the old movie came out. So it's like spice and all that has been like, and I've always thought about that stuff. Dune has been a big part of my entertainment, like growing up. So I don't think people when I let me tell you a little quick story before I end the stream. During the COVID, Tenet came out. The movie Tenet, a time travel movie, which I like that movie. A lot of people don't like it, but I like it. Tenet came out in theaters. He decided just to release it anyways. Christopher Nolan. And it was like in the middle of kind of right after the lockdowns. In some places they were still going. This was August he released it. So Tenet. So I drove to watch Tenet. It was almost an empty theater. It was like 10 people in there. It was IMAX. And then I knew they were making a Dune movie, but then I had forgot about it. I had read it or something, but they played the trailer for Dune Part 1. The first trailer for Dune Part 1 was played at Tenet that I remember. And then I was like, all I was heard was like, the first trailer was Reverend Mother Gohaim telling Paul, asking, "What's in the box?" Timothy Chalamet, "What's in the box?" And she said, "Pain." And I was like, "Ooh!" I was like pointing. I was like in the theater by myself, pointing at the screen. I didn't want to scream like a weirdo, but I was like, "Holy crap! Hell no, this is not what I think it is." I knew instantly. And then I was like, I didn't even know the movie was that far along that it was going to come out. Like, I didn't know when Dune Part 1, I had like read it somewhere. or something. It said, hey, some Denis Villeneuve or somebody was making a Dune movie. And I was like, oh, okay, that's going to come out in like 6 years or something. I didn't realize it was that far ahead that was coming out 2021. When I saw that trailer in 2019... 2020, I saw the trailer. Yeah, I was traveling for work. I was in Oklahoma City. That's where I watched Tenet. It was summer of 2020. 2020 was all the lockdowns. But Mass Effect, hell yeah! I didn't actually. I don't think I ever beat Part 3. I beat Part 1 and 2. People were saying, so I think the negativity on that game got to me. Oh, Dune Part 3's ending sucks. So I just didn't play. I didn't beat it. I mean, not Dune, but Mass Effect. I mean, not Dune. I think people were gonna be sad with the Dune Part Messiah ending. We know what's gonna happen, but I think normies are gonna be like, "Hey." Yeah, Exodus. Yeah, that's the one with is that the Matthew McConaughey main character game coming out? You can like sign up for like beta access or alpha or something for that. Yeah, I saw the trailer Exodus. Yeah, it looks like Mass Effect kind of, doesn't it? I'm more of a Star Citizen guy. That's what I'm into. Yeah. The big open space sims, Eve Online. I play Eve Online. Ships, man, that's my life. Space, capital ships, frigates, spaceships. I love space combat, dude. That's my thing. That's why I was hoping to see some of that in a Dune. Cause it's not really in the books, though. I mean, the Dune is not really. It is in the prequels, it is, but not in Frank Herbert's. Doesn't really focus on that. So we're gonna see. Man, I wonder what's gonna happen with Desmond. That's pretty. Yeah, guys. So, episode 1, Dune Dune Prophecy, episode 1 was like a 6 or a 7, more kind of like a 6. But episode 2 tonight, amazing. I gave it an 8. I think it's it could have did a little more, but it does really good. It has all the throwbacks to the books, and I was really happy with it. Yeah, well, I don't know. I haven't really looked into Exodus. Hey, you could send me something on there. But I gotta go to bed, guys. I gotta end the stream. Send me that stuff on Discord, and I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look into Exodus. I'm not gonna lie. I've been playing a lot of Stalker 2 this week, so that's why I haven't been making videos. Stalker 2, that's my jam right now. But I'm not playing it on my Dune channel. I wish. I mean, I could play it on the Twitch, maybe. Maybe I should just play it on the Twitch. Yeah, folks, but I gotta go to bed. I'm gonna keep delaying this and keep it going. I gotta go 2 hours. It's one of my longest streams yet. And I appreciate it. Check out next week's stream. We'll talk about some new news. Hopefully, I'll have a new video dropped. Maybe we'll hear some Dune Awakening news this week. Who knows? We'll be looking it out. And like and subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I will see you guys later. Thank you.
Beneath twin suns on Arrakis land, firmament whispers in the wind so grand. Melange flows through every hand. Shai Hulud rules the desert sand. Paul's visions, good times hold. He who sees where futures unfold. Blue within blue eyes so bold. Destinies in spice foretold. fate to fight. In the desert heat we leave behind. Promise of the queens that had a wreck, rising from the dust and back. Just cutting through the sky. Hard climbs, blood and spice to lie. What is worth more than